Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Ben. I sing in the pop punk band Neck Deep. We're really good, and we're going to be in Australia at the end of April, and we hope to see you then.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks for joining us. I think you're selling yourself a bit short by saying you're pretty good, though. You're fucking excellent.
Thanks, man. Yeah, yeah, modest, mate. Very modest. We're only we're a little bit good. No, we're all right.
Just a little bit. The Neck Deep do return to Australia this April, mate, for a run of shows starting in Fremantle on the 21st, then you get Adelaide, Sydney, and Melbourne, and finish up in Brisbane on April 27th. So, not really that long to go, bro. You're packed and ready to go.
Oof, I mean, we just got back from a quick trip to America, and I'll be lying if I said I didn't only just do my laundry from that today. So, no, not packed and ready. Mentally ready, not physically, not not logistically ready just yet. But that'd be easy, man. I'm a pro packer now. I can pack a suitcase for like a couple month tour. I reckon in about half an hour, something like that. Maybe it's too easy, man. Yeah.
No, but what are a couple of non-essential items, I guess, that you always take with you?
Non-essential. Oh,
Yeah.
I tend to. I don't tend to bring it to Oz just because we move around quite a lot and there's a lot of flying. But on tours where we're maybe like a bit more situated, like got a bus or something like that, I'm the guy that tends to bring the PlayStation.
Nice.
So like like a quarter of my suitcase ends up just being a PS5. But no one else is going to do it. And when I suggest should I bring it, people are like, yeah, you can do if you want, and it ends up being the thing that we end up doing all the time. And so really, I'm being the vibe tech because I have very little gear to bring with me. I'm bringing the entertainment. So non-essential. I'm normally bringing the games console. That's usually my job.
Nice. And the best thing is if it's your console, mate, if you crack the shits, you can pick the games, you can kick other people off it.
Yeah, and if I'm playing, if other people are playing the game for me, I still get all the achievements as well. So there you go.
Smart man. It's been a couple of years since you're out here last, mate, with yours truly. So what's changed with Neck Deep since then?
Not much has changed, I don't think, but we're very settled into this record. Very settled into playing these songs live now. We're approaching or I think we're in the 10-year anniversary year of our sort of seminal or sort of breakout record, "Life's Not Out to Get You," and so yeah, doing little bits and bobs with that, and just planning ahead for the future still, thinking forward even to the next record, getting the ball moving with that. So yeah, I mean, oh, in that time as well. Oh, actually, what's changed? Bloody hell. I got married this year, which is very
Oh, you,
nice.
you
Been
better
married
mention
since
that,
then.
mate, just in case the wife's watching.
Isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got married. We also played our biggest ever show, at Alexandra Palace or the biggest headline show we've ever played in the UK. And so yeah, just enjoying being where we're at. Really, we're just in a really good place as a band. Like the dynamics great. Like all got clear vision for the future, and all just stoked on where we're at. Really, yeah, it's been a good year personally, and with the band as well. So yeah, just keeping the vibe strong. Just come over, rip these new songs, and maybe throw in some lifestyle out to get you ones, and keep it simple. We know what people like, and we know what we like, and yeah, it's just too
Nice.
easy. Nice.
And you're promoting and celebrating the self-titled album that came out in January 2024. So when becomes the point when you're milking it a bit too much, mate? That came out about 14 months ago and you're still touring
I know, mate. I know. Well, yeah, you got to milk it for all it's worth these days, man.
it.
People's attention's pretty short, but we'll get the max out of it that we can. But yeah, like I said, we're on to the next one. I would, there's some good stuff on the way. I think people are going to be quite surprised. So yeah, don't worry. We know we're not going to milk it too much, but just a little bit more,
Just a
just a
little
little
bit
bit more.
more. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're aware of this, mate, and to be honest with you, I don't even know how or why I noticed it, but you sort of gradually increase the time between albums with each release. Your debut, Wishful Thinking, came out in 2014, and your next one, Life's Not Out to Get You, came out the following year. The Peace and the Panic 2 years later. All Distortions Are Intentional was 3 years after that, and the self-titled was 4 years after that. So does that mean the next one's out in 2029?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. No, hopefully a lot sooner than that. Um, Nah, I think well, there was obviously the pandemic was in between Peace and the Panic and the self-titled, so yeah, that would explain that one, I think. But generally we tend to I think 2 years is kind of the sweet spot because like it's 2 years for fans, but for us we probably start working on the next record in earnest like maybe a year after after the the what's the fucking word I'm looking for? The not penultimate, but when an album's out, about a year later, we start writing the record. So, we start working on stuff relatively quickly. And yeah, hope the aim is for a 2 year gap, but yeah, I think that's about right. But I know what you're saying. I don't always like it when bands leave it too long in between records. But yeah, we're already firmly got our minds set on the next one for sure.
Nice. And you sort of guys, do you just write when you're on the road, or do you leave the road for the road and the writing for home?
If the inspiration strikes, like we'll generally tend to bring out like some recording gear with us, like a basic setup, just like a laptop and interface and some speakers and stuff. But it can be difficult to write on the road. A lot of distractions, not necessarily a whole bunch of space to be able to do stuff. But if we can, we'll write stuff on the road, yeah, for sure. Or if we can just pick up a guitar and jam or whatever. Like sometimes a song can just come out of like randomly picking up a guitar and playing stuff. So, but generally we tend to do our writing in like sort of like say schedule is kind of lame to say the schedule at that time, but like we're all pretty spread out. So we're normally like, right, let's block out 2 weeks where we can just like lock ourselves away and try and get a handful of songs together. So and that tends to work for us. Like it's kind of how we've always done it. Um, but if we can come up with stuff spontaneously, especially on the road, then that's a bonus just because it keeps the juices flowing, and it means that while you're on the road, you've got like a new song to be excited about and be working on.
Yeah, yeah. Now this tour is called the Dumb Struck Dumb Fuck Tour, which I know is a song on your last album, but I
Yeah,
need to know more about that song because that's a fucking awesome name.
thanks, man. Yeah, it's just a ripper. Like it's basically a song about just being a sort of an incompetent waster, really, and maybe a little bit not being a toxic male, but being a flawed male and kind of being aware of your mistakes and what comes with that, and yeah, almost sort of not celebrating it, but I guess making light of shortcomings of being a modern man and being a little bit yeah, maybe just being yeah, I don't know, being a dumb fuck, basically. Yeah, and being and how that affects like love and relationships, and how sometimes men's own sort of selfish whims or sort of I don't know, maybe naivety or sort of ignorance can yeah, it's worth writing a song about, I guess. I think we've always kind of celebrated being a little bit fucking stupid as well and being a little bit immature, and so it's a making light of that, but also at the same time kind of you know um shining a light on it and being like, it's not necessarily the best thing in the world. And maybe a bit of a dressing down from, maybe it's more about like having a bit of a dressing down from a partner, someone keeping you in check, um, or maybe losing a relationship because of your own shortcomings that you need to kind of be aware of. So, yeah, it's and ultimately, to be fair as well, I don't even think it's. I think I've made it sound deeper than it is, to
I
be
was
honest.
going to say that sounds just about to slash my
I've
ankle.
made it sound way fucking deeper than it is. Honestly, it's just a fun song about being a dumbass, basically. That's really what it is. I was being way too fucking intellectual about it then.
Have you ever thought for a laugh about not actually playing that song in one of the shows?
Oh, mate, just no opener, just no opening song. Just come out and just all right. How's it going? Yeah.
The tour's
Cool.
called that, so don't play the song on the tour. That'd be fucking awesome.
No, we'll open with like I don't know. We should open with like a like an improvisational sort of jazz sort of jam for 10 minutes, just to really get people psyched. Really get people riled up with some smooth jazz for 10 minutes. That'd be cool.
There you go. Now, see, now you're back on the right track, mate. We've got you out of serious mode.
Yeah. There we go. Fuck.
So run us through a typical Neck Deep live show, mate, for anyone who's not seen you before.
Fast, rough, ready in your face. It's a bit of a roller coaster of emotions, as you've seen in this interview. We've got a fun and silly kind of like playful, snotty, punky side to us, but then we've also got like a more serious side to us, something that's like a little bit more introspective and maybe a bit more meaningful too. So, yeah, and it's it is a bit of a roller coaster in the sense of like we'll normally come swinging out the gates with 4 or 5 songs that are just absolute rippers, and then we'll chill it out a little bit, get a little bit sentimental, and then get ripping again. That seems to work quite well for us. So yeah, it's a bit of a roller coaster, but always fun, and always memorable. We just want people to walk away from a show having had the time of their lives, but also maybe thinking about whatever it may be, thinking about their own lives or thinking about the world around them or their relationships or
Going deep
whatever
again.
it may be.
You're going deep again.
I am. I'm sorry. Going neck deep again. There we go. I've done it for you. I've done your job for you there.
Thanks,
Fucking hell.
buddy.
Come on. There you go.
Now, when we spoke last time about your self-titled album, mate, you said that it went in a slightly different direction, and you saw Neck Deep sort of go back more to your roots. Like, did
Yeah.
fans embrace that the way you hoped or expected?
Yeah, definitely. I think fans saw that immediately and were kind of like, yeah, this feels like neck deep for sure. Because the record before that was definitely a departure from our traditional sound, and I think like it's definitely grown on people because we get a lot of compliments about that record and people saying good things about that record, but it's we're like 5 6 years on from that record now, so I think maybe it was just because it came out like the fucking week that the country got locked down, so it just there was other things at hand and it maybe didn't get the its day in the sun. But I think fans were very welcoming of that return to roots. I think like having the record that's a little bit different is great there for the catalog of the band, but I think fans just want fun, energetic music that's got like some meaning to it, but ultimately is just a lot of fun. And I think that's what we managed to do. And I think, yeah, I think we stopped taking ourselves so fucking seriously. And just had fun with it, and I think that translated. I think fans really picked up on that. All the songs go off live too, and that was kind of the intention with it, and have translated super well to the live show.
Speaking of fun and energetic, bro, you're bringing out New York pop punk outfit state champs for the whole tour. So
Yeah,
people might not know of them, but I've interviewed them before, and they're a hell of a lot of fun.
yeah, yeah. They're great dudes. We've actually been to Oz with them twice before. I think the first tour that we did with them was in Oz, and like properly bonded with them. They're probably like some of the best dudes and probably some of our closest friends that we've met in our time in music. And yeah, to be able to do that again and to be back in the place where we sort of met and bonded is special. And it's special for fans too, because fans know about that relationship, and also just the sounds of our bands kind of go well together. So yeah, it's just like kind of a winning formula really that we know works and that fans want, and I don't think fans will ever really be that disappointed if it's us and State Champs on a tour together, especially knowing that we're friends, because that was always cool growing up, like wanting to know who your band's friends were, like what band are my favorite bands friends with, and so to be able to see that on the road, I think is really cool for fans.
Very nice. Now, before we let you go, Ben, I've got a new segment since I spoke to you last time. It's called Photo Bomb. And basically, I
Okay,
troll your social media before we speak, and I'll find some
cool,
photos that I want to know a little bit more about.
cool.
Hey, the first one I've got for you is I take it you're not much of a golfer, mate. Not a big fan of it, judging by the look on your face.
No, I'm shit at golf, man. I am so bad at golf. I'm too cack-handed. I'm shit at, like, I'm too heavy-handed. I'm good at, like, if I need to hit something like really hard with no direction, sound. I'd be great on a building site. But if it requires any sort of technique or finesse, fucking awful at it. Really bad. But I'm shit at golf. But that was just that was just sat outside the practice room, and we thought, yeah, that'll be cool. Let's do a shoot on a golf cart. So yeah, but fuck golf. Fuck, I'm not bothered about golf. Nah,
So do you
boring.
often play golf wearing your own merchandise too?
Yeah. I mean, I wear my own merch all the time. I'm happy to do it. I'm a walking advertisement, mate. Yeah. But as well, it's just free clothes. Free clothes. Fuck it. And we design a lot of the
Hey,
merch as well. So it's like, yeah,
I'm hearing
exactly.
ya.
Yeah. Yeah. We put out stuff that we want to wear. So yeah.
Nice. Now this other photo is taking it back to Serious Town for a little bit too, bro, which I don't like to do, but this one just grabbed my attention. Like you can almost feel the passion in this photo, man. Like is this like a ritual thing that you guys do before you go on stage every night?
I think this was before Alexandra Palace, which was the biggest show we've ever done. Like, went super, super hard on production. Like, that was just a moment that we'd been waiting for years, man. Years. Like, we've been sort of wanting to do a show of that scale, and so that was a really meaningful moment between us all, for sure, where we were like, we got to bring ourselves back down to earth. Like this is the biggest show we've ever played, but it's no different from any other show that we do. We just got to go out there and do our thing. But it was very different from the other shows. But that was a special moment, man. And we are all close, and I think that does show that we're all close for sure.
Nice. And how was that show, man? Did you nail the fuck out of it?
My vocals weren't great. I'll be honest. Like I was so nervous before that I just went out and was just yelling for like the first 8 or 9 songs, and then like halfway through was like, shit, I gotta rein this in. But that's just me being hypercritical of myself. But yeah, by by my not so high standards of myself and as a whole, it was very, very, very special. And we've got a lot of footage from that show that we're hoping to do something with. So yeah. It was super super memorable. I remember kicking myself afterwards, just being a hard ass on myself, but it was yeah, it was unreal. It was crazy. Like I've still got like very like snapshot images in my mind of that show for sure. And it was the pride afterwards was way more than like any other show we've ever played. So yeah, very special for sure. And that was a nice moment before.
Awesome, bro. Well deserved too, bro. Well fucking deserved.
Thanks, man.
No worries, bro. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Ben. Always a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah, you
Next
too,
time
man. Thank
out
you
here
very
from
much.
the 21st of April, traveling around the country. I'm going to come to the Brisbane show, so hopefully I catch your eye and we can have a beer.
See you in Brizzy, mate. See you in Bris Vegas.